Welcome to the first episode ever of Bariatric Baking with me, Chelsea. If you've been on this channel for a while, first, thank you. Then you probably will have noticed a bit of a shift in content where I'm combining two things that I've actually always combined, my weight loss surgery journey and my love of Disney, but I'm now doing it in a way that's a bit more intentional. So today we are taking those two things and putting them together in the most fun way possible. We're going to be doing some bariatric baking featuring Disney recipes because, as you might be able to tell from the lighting outside, it is springtime, and for me that means rain here on Cape Cod. Unfortunately, we are not in sunny, warm Florida like we were over February break, but to bring that Disney spirit, that magic home in a way that works with my bariatric lifestyle, we're going to be making a dessert dish from Disney's Flower and Garden Festival, which is going on right now. This is one of Disney's longest festivals, and for Festival of the Arts, which is the festival prior, we did do a reel over on Instagram where we made one of the pop art cookies. So I'll be making like a mini reel of this too. So if you're not following along on Instagram, you should be. Last year, we actually got to go to the Flower and Garden Festival, and I think it's the one we've been to the most often because it runs over April break, and I am a teacher in my day job, so we do get that time off. So we've traveled to Disney quite a bit. So I'll make sure to link some of the food-based videos. Now, these are all after my surgery is taking place, so what you see me eating in the videos is a part of my bariatric journey and the portion sizes and protein that I'm trying to get in. Today we're doing a bit of an indulgence. This is the griddled maple pound cake with warm peach compote. So I'm going to be giving you just some tips and tricks to make this a little more bariatric friendly, but even if you are not a weight loss surgery patient, this is an awesome recipe to make. This comes from the Northern Bloom booth. That's really hard to say. And we did have this when we were there last year and it was delicious. So I'm hoping my version stands up. Let's get in our apron, get all our ingredients, and let's get started. So here's what we're going to need for the maple pound cake. We're going to need flour, baking powder, salt, butter, packed brown sugar, eggs, and maple syrup, and I'm gonna show you the cutest maple syrup of all time. Yes, I did say cutest maple syrup, you'll see why. So I'm taking a little bit of non-stick spray and my Emile Henry baking loaf. If I had like little mini loaf baking pans, that would be a great bariatric tip because it pre-portions them for you. But I have this pan that I've actually had for the past at least 12 years because it was a wedding present, and it has moved house 4 or 5 times. Still going strong. Still going strong. So just goes to show, I did not buy that pan, it was a gift, but when you have nicer quality things, they do tend to last, at least in my life they do. I have also preheated the oven here to 350 degrees. I'm gonna bring you down here a little bit so that you can see what I'm mixing. I'm gonna be doing some of this mixing by hand and using a whisk, and then some of it will be done in the electric mixer. We're going to start by putting our dry ingredients in a bowl. The oven is ready, and we're gonna start with 2 cups of flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and equally 1 teaspoon of salt. Let's mix to incorporate all of that. Before we get into mixing up some of our wet ingredients in the electric mixer, this is where one of my bariatric baking tips comes in. I like to add in protein powder to my dry mix that goes with the flavor or adds a complex flavor on top of the flavors I'm already combining to enhance how long this treat will keep me full for. Now, as a bariatric surgery patient, I would never advocate that you eat dessert every single day, but I do believe in balance. So As someone who has lost almost 100 pounds over the course of the past 2 years, maintaining that is actually the challenge. And I need to do that by not depriving myself of foods that I want to eat. So if I eat them in smaller quantities and then add things to make them help keep me full, I'm better off. My favorite protein powder comes from a company called 310 Nutrition. 310 Nutrition is GMO, soy, and gluten-free, and all of their flavors are naturally derived. So I have been using this protein powder for quite some time. This is the peppermint swirl. I used it all through December in either a shake replacement like the packaging says here, or I would make like protein balls and bring those to work for breakfast. I also have this mocha flavor that I'm interested in trying, but I am determined to finish peppermint first. And then they also make these individual packets for replacement shakes. I have salted caramel, toasted coconut, which I'm saving for the summer, as well as vanilla. And then they also make, these are new to me, they also make these little hydrate pouches that are electrolyte drink mix supplements. And I'm actually drinking this one right now. This is the peach mango to kind of go with the flavor of the dessert we're baking. But I also have a strawberry mix as well as lemon lime. And I'm drinking it out of my Minnie Mouse corksicle that I got at Wine Bar George in Disney Springs. And it's good. I'm like quite sensitive to flavors. I don't like when things taste artificially sweet, if you know what I mean. Like I don't like fake flavors of things like orange or watermelon or anything like that. So when I initially saw like strawberry peach mango, I was a little hesitant, but they really are delicious. So I'm just going to take the scoop that comes with each pouch, and I do save them pouch to pouch, and this smells so good. And I'm gonna scoop in 2 to 3 full containers, which would end up being 45 grams of protein, but remember, this is going to be spread out through several servings. I will also leave the link for all of 310 Nutrition's products in the description box below. I know so many of you have tried them. I really like them. I love the shake containers. They just make my life so much easier, and I swear I have tried every protein powder, every protein shake. From the moment I found out that I was having surgery, I went on like an expedition to find the one that I love the most, and 310 Nutrition has been it. Before I pop my butter into the electric mixer, I am just going to soften it in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds because I did not leave it out in preparation for this video. In my electric mixer mixing bowl, I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup of butter that I just softened and 2/3 of a cup of packed brown sugar. Let's go to the mixer. So we're going to mix this on medium to high until the butter and the brown sugar are fluffy and they make like a tan color. And then we're gonna add 2 eggs and beat for 2 minutes. While our wet mixture is mixing in the electric mixer, I wanted to show you my favorite maple syrup. So this is from the brand Run Amok. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. This is sparkle syrup. It is literally maple syrup with sparkles. And if you look at the bottom, these are all the sparkles. And then you shake it. Come on back, come on back. You can do it. Here we go. You shake it and then you can see all of the sparkles inside. Now Santa has brought this for Callie 2 years in a row, and she doesn't like it this year. It tastes exactly like maple syrup, but it's magic inside. So this is what we're gonna be using. What we're gonna do next is add in half of our dry ingredients, let it mix and incorporate, add the other half in, and then we will add in half a cup of maple syrup. see how glittery that is? Smells so good. It is now time for Lumiere and I to scrape out this beautiful light tan mixture, this khaki mixture, into our prepared pan. And then you're gonna bake it for 45 to 60 minutes, depending on your pan size, your oven. You just want a toothpick that goes into the center to come out clean. You smell good. This is what she looks like, ready to go into the oven. Now that our cake part is in the oven, we're gonna get started on the glaze on top. And one of the things that makes this so fresh for spring are the peaches. So I am going to skin these, pit them, and dice them before we actually boil them on top of the stove. I'm pretty sure I've never skinned a peach before. I'm just using like a vegetable peeler. But typically I really like the texture of the skin, but I bet it does not do well when you add heat to it. So this is going to be a series that I do as frequently as you request it, like a bariatric baking, and sometimes there'll be just Disney recipes and sometimes they won't be. But we used to do like a Disney dupe cooking, and when I say we, I mean my daughter and I. She's 6, her name is Callie. And we used to cook Disney recipes and kind of like try to replicate them from the parks, from recipe ideas that we found online. And I think one of the best ones we ever did that is 1000% not bariatric friendly was the Woody's grilled cheese from Hollywood Studios. I could take about 3 bites of that now without it fully filling me up on dairy products and carbohydrates. But if you are looking for a recipe that is like special, maybe you are going to Disney and you want to do like a few nights before you go, a special Disney recipe to get you in the mood, that's one of them. And then at the very start of this year, actually in January, I learned how to make my own pasta. And so Callie and I made the Luca pasta recipe. And I can't remember the name of it, but it was delicious. Skin. So the recipe says diced, but then the photo has slices. So I did slices and we'll see how that goes. We're gonna be using my favorite pan ever, my always pan from Our Place. If you haven't seen this on social media, it's something you should look up, because these are the things that make me know that I am a grown-up now, is that I look forward to cooking with a certain pan. Anybody else? I will leave it linked down below. It's been all over social media, but with good reason. It's an excellent investment if you are in the kitchen frequently. This is the pan. It comes with this little knob so that you can put your wooden spatula, I'll show you that in a second, on top. It comes with a basket for you to steam vegetables. It's easy to clean out. I use it a lot, but it still looks nice on the inside. So I'm going to take my sliced peaches and put them right into the pan, as well as a ½ cup of brown sugar. Just lower you back down so you can see what's going on. Now this one does not specify packed, so I'm gonna leave it loose. Let me grab some vanilla extract. That's our next ingredient. ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're going to add in ½ cup of water and a little pinch of cinnamon. This is the wooden spatula. I've already put it inside, which is why it's dirty a little bit. But do you see how it has the hole that goes right on here? Your heat should be on high, medium high. I'm gonna put the pan top on because the goal is to bring this to a boil. And we'll let that sit. And then while that's happening, I am going to clean up the kitchen using my new Blue Land cleaner, which I'm also excited about. Again, the adult things, because I am not a neat chef. I'm a messy chef. So while things are happening and I'm just waiting in the meantime, I try to clean this up. When I come back from cleaning this up, I'll show you another bariatric tip for the coating of this delicious Disney-inspired recipe. Okay, so this doesn't look pretty. You can see where I poked it with a toothpick to make sure it was done, but it smells good. And then this is what the peach brown sugar cinnamon mix looks like. We're gonna cut a little piece and put it in here to taste test. So one of my tips, how pretty does that look, for bariatric recipes would be to take like a scoop or half a scoop of chia seeds. When I say taste test, someone comes running to join me.
I am the helper.
She's the helper, conveniently now. Have you ever read Little Red Hen? That's what's happening here. And I would sprinkle these on top, but because Callie's gonna be joining me in this taste test, I'm not gonna put chia seeds on top. Would you like to go get us 2 spoons or forks? Now, if you are not interested in the bariatric part of this recipe, you could also add on ice cream or a little extra maple syrup to the top of this to just give it that extra flavor. Okay. Are you ready? It's probably gonna be a little warm. I'm gonna take a peach and a bite of the cake.
That's good.
That is so good.
It's so good.
It's even better with the peach, Cal.
No, I don't.
The peaches are cool. They're cooled down, they're not hot.
I just want the cake.
The cake is so good.
I'll take the rest of it.
Oh, rude. That's really good. Does it taste as good? Did you have this last year in Disney World?
I might have.
I think mine tastes just as good. My last bariatric tip for you is to share. So we're actually headed to Callie's friend's house and we're going to bring this to share. So that way you are not tempted to have these larger portions in the house, especially if you're new to weight loss surgery. Thank you so much for being here. Do you have anything you'd like to say? We love you. Don't forget to subscribe and we hope you're having a magical week. Bye.